Hi, I am Robbi Sommers Bryant, and I thought that I would have a little video made, even though it's not done professionally. My camera was like $19.99, and my microphone was probably about $10. And so it's not going to be like Walt Disney. There won't be a butterfly coming across the screen. Although you don't know, actually, now that I'm thinking, there could be something that goes across the screen. And I thought it would be fun to be in the room where I create my work, and this is a room that I'm really inspired in as well. I have a lot of artwork up by one of my favorite artists at this time, Kelly Ray Roberts. She does just really incredible, inspirational work. And so I've got that on the wall. I have a window that looks out onto bird feeders and a hummingbird feeder and a little trailer park birdhouse. And so when I'm writing, I sit down, I get up at 5 in the morning, and by 5:20, 5:30, I'm at my desk. And before I actually published The Beautiful Evil, and before I was on Twitter quite as much as I am, I would get up and just start rewriting for hours. And I would rewrite a chapter and then go on to the next chapter. And when I finished the next chapter, I'd go back and review both of them. Then I'd do chapter 3. And when I was finished with chapter 3, I'd go back to chapter 1 and edit all the way through it. And I did this for 30 chapters. And so it took me about a year to do the editing. This was a manuscript that I wrote quite a while ago that I picked up again after many years and decided to use it and write it, and this is what I did. Currently, I'm working on a story about a serial killer and a profiler who are involved in a particular sort of relationship, and also using, again, Greek mythology to play the story out, because I found a Greek myth that I think would work really, really well for that particular book. And what inspires me as a writer, I think the thing that inspires me the most, or that gets me writing the most, would be angst. And I hate to say that, because who wants to be suffering? But I think probably my most desperately thought through writing comes from not thinking through my writing. And I don't know if that makes sense, but when I'm in crisis, then I have a lot of emotion, and I'm thinking I'm gonna write my story now, and the story's about this, but yet the emotion can change different aspects of characters in ways that I had not foreseen, and then the story takes a different turn. Yes, I'd be willing to go on Dave Letterman or Jay Leno. I would prefer to be on, let's say, Ellen, but I'll do whatever I can do to promote myself. Yes, I know for certain that The Beautiful Evil is going to be a bestseller, and I'll tell you why. It's because I believe it will be. I have a mantra that I use, that as far as my book is concerned, The Beautiful Evil, I'm building a bestseller one book at a time. So every day I get my little tuchus out and I sell one book, one of my books that I have physically in my hand. I will sell that to one person, and I figure that that keeps it in momentum, and I believe that I'm also a big proponent of spending, because I believe, besides that I like to shop, I believe that in order to keep things moving, we can't stagnate in fear. And so my part in the economic upswing to be, hopefully, is that I try to go out and shop every once in a while and get myself a present. Plus, I'm a very hard worker. I start at 5:30 in the morning, and then I go all the way till about 7 in the evening. just taking a short period for lunch. One reason is because I get so focused and involved with it, I don't want to give it up. And the second is because I just have so much to do all the time. I really believe in staying in contact with my friends and fans. And there's a lot of you that are on Twitter, and I'm really happy that I met you all. And so I feel it's important that I make sure that I directly connect with each one of you when you directly connect with me, and that I thank you when you I can never say this, retweet. When you retweet some of the things that I say, I really appreciate that as well. I know it's really hard as an independent publisher and independent author to go out and sell your books, but that's what we have to do. Even when I was a traditionally published author, I also went out on my own and went from bookstore to bookstore because I knew that they might put it on the shelf, but I'm the person that's going to make it sell. And I have to make myself accessible to the people that support me and go out and meet the people that haven't heard about me yet. And I believe in parallel universes. So I believe that not only do I have my Twitter world where I sit in a Twitter lounge talking to my tweeting Twitter friends about their Twitter tales. And then I like to watch certain programs, especially Criminal Minds and Dexter, NCIS. I do watch a couple reality shows. Yes, I do, and I'm proud of it. I'm no longer going to hide in the closet. I watch some of the reality shows. And I like to read, and I'm reading several books right now. One is The Help. One is a book called City of Champions by Daniel Stanton. I think that's how it's pronounced, but it's called City of Champions. And another book, and that's an indie author, and who I fully support. And also a book called My Four Fathers and Eleanor, which is another indie book that's about a girl who grew up with a schizophrenic, well, he's a multiple personality disorder. And so she has 3 different fathers, and then one of them is a woman, or 4 different fathers, and one of them is a woman. So I'm only in the beginning of all those books because every time I sit down to read, I'm compelled to get up and either check to make sure I'm up to date with my Twitters, and that's that. So that's all I'm going to talk about today, but I just wanted to introduce myself, and you'll see me now with the cheap camera, and one day I'll be a best-selling author, and you'll still see me with my little cheap camera because power to the people. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.